Andrew Tate and Tristan would tear them to pieces.
Conversation with one of the bigger commentators in that space, Andrew Tate. And I want to
saying the name of the man who Logan Paul said wouldn't be relevant in 3 months back in 2022. And now the co-host that isn't on that couch right there has brought Andrew Tate candies, interviewed him for millions to see. In under a week, 7 million views. At this point, 10 million views.
I want to talk to you guys about this because I know you talk.
Bro, look at Logan Paul's face right here. Realizing that the co-host that isn't sitting on his couch brought Andrew Tate candies. He realizes that he fucked up. He realized that he lost. He realized that he was smug and arrogant, pathetic, and a fraud. And as the psychopath that he is, he's calculating about, oh gosh, that was a blunder. He doesn't feel bad because he lied. He feels bad that it didn't work out for him. He feels bad that he got humiliated. He feels bad that he was exposed as the fraud that he is. He was hoping that Andrew Tate would go away, that Andrew Tate would get silenced by the bigger platforms, but Andrew Tate got bigger after being canceled. He got bigger after going to jail. And now your best friend went and brought him candies and thanked him for making the time, and then had a conversation with him where he essentially agreed with everything he said and got 10 million views.
It's about on your show for a few minutes. Also, combat sports guys, him and his brother Tristan. I want to bring an unbiased.
Watching Logan Paul's face is so fulfilling right here. It's so utterly fulfilling, especially given, I keep saying it, but given the fact that his previous best friend is literally not sitting on that couch, and it's so archetypally fulfilling.
For a few minutes. Also, combat sports guys, him and his brother Tristan, unbiased angle to this. I'm going to stay right in the middle, and I want to bring what an MMA fight looks like between Jake Paul, Logan Paul, Tristan Tate, Andrew Tate. There's with the 3 main categories involved.
Jake knows that they'd lose. It's because he doesn't have a connection with his brother. They're not on the same team. They wouldn't be able to fight together. Andrew Tate and Tristan would tear them to pieces.
Which is upper body or hand striking, kicking, and wrestling and or grappling, and what that looks like. So let's start with actual fist striking. That's fine. You can have that opinion or that thought. Who takes that?
I'm just laughing because, like, how do you want to do this?
Yep.
You're gonna go.
I want to do a full breakdown.
You're gonna go striking, grappling.
I know striking generally would be hand and feet combined, but I think it's important that we break it down from a boxing, kickboxing, and a.
Have you seen Andrew Tate sparring with professional boxers, like current professional boxers, not ex-boxers? He takes them apart. He destroys them. It's not even close. And again, that's obvious, but the reason why I'm watching this is so we can look into this empty loser's eyes and watch him squirm.
Jiu-jitsu standpoint.
Before we answer, are you even interested in this conversation? Because like
he is.
Because he doesn't
want to talk about it. Too bad.
To hijack the question, because like I'm sure some people will be interested in this, is like
dude, that face thinking about how he said Andrew Tate's not gonna be relevant 3 months later, now to be confronted with this question,
because
it's so funny. And he doesn't want this to be brought up. He doesn't want to talk about this, but he's forced to.
Like I'm sure some people will be interested in this, is like
poor guy. But not poor guy. You deserve this and everything else that's coming. Your legacy's destroyed and tarnished, and you're marrying a whore.
We talk a lot. We say a lot of stuff. We got big ass mouths. We also do a lot.
Yeah.
And we back up a lot of the shit we say, or at least give it our best effort.
Yeah.
Right? As it stands, the other guys, they just talk a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot of talking, and they're fantastic at it. It's why they have a following. They can be magnetic with words, and it draws.
What do you mean? In terms of actions, they've done way more than you. They've built infrastructure. They've overcome being canceled. They've literally weathered imprisonment. That's physical. There is actually nothing physically that you've done in the slightest. The only thing you've done is take a beating by tens of millions of young men who now see you as a fraud, who see you as weak and pathetic. It's over before it starts. You're in business with your brother's enemy. You're not even on your brother's team. You couldn't fight that fight because you wouldn't be on the same team as your brother. Again, Tristan and Andrew would tear the Pauls to pieces.
Andrew Tate was a kickboxing world champion.
Confronted with reality. Again, I forgot to mention that. Yeah, 4-time kickboxing world champion. What do you mean he's done nothing physical? He's literally lapped you in terms of the fighting game. It's bizarre. Logan, you fought 2 fights. It's bizarre. But see, the woke mind virus disconnects people from the cogent, objective frameworks of reality.
He was
completely understood, but I'm just saying, I want to play an unbiased standpoint here. So before we call them simply talkers, there is some combat experience. And he trains every day.
And also,
dude, it's so hilarious. It's so hilarious to see people speaking facts, in this rare case, speaking facts to his face and watching him cope with it. It's hilarious.
World champion,
I can look up the exact.
No.
He can't even accept that he's a world champion.
World champion in kickboxing is such a, seems like subjective sort of thing, because who did he beat? How did no one
Dude, what? He won the world championship. What are you talking about? It's so funny.
The kickboxing world, actual champions that I know who this guy was. No one's ever heard of him. The guys he beat are 1 in 54. Like Dylan Danis was a 4-time world champion.
But regardless, let's just call him a skilled kickboxer for the way for means of this conversation. Yeah, if that makes sense.
The lapdog's trying to placate Logan. Well, my master doesn't want to abide by reality. Oh my gosh, he's triggered by the fact that Andrew Tate is objectively a world champion. Okay, we'll just say he's a kickboxer. Does that work for you? What a pathetic shit show this is. And again, you see the empty couch, bro. Where's your friend? Where'd he go? Oh, he brought candies to you. Oh, he brought candies to the man that you baselessly slandered and said wouldn't be relevant in 3 months. Now he's 500 times more famous and influential than you. Probably more than 500 times more influential, let's be honest.
And who still trains on a daily basis, right?
God, that's got to be humiliating for Logan. Especially since psychopaths only feed off of the perception that people have of them and not their internal characteristics and merit.
Yeah.
So, sorry, where were you going? It's simply not going to lead anywhere.
No, I was just going with this. Like, we can sit here and talk all day, but that seems kind of pointless to me. Like, I don't.
He's scared. Think about this. You guys realize this? He's been beaten. He's beaten already. Separated from his brother, separated from reality, separated from morality, separated from his best friend. He's scared to even talk about this, lest it come to fruition and he get torn to pieces in an octagon by the Tate brothers.
Well, let's have a theoretical conversation about it.
Yeah, this is why I didn't call anyone out in the ring after my fights. Because I can call all these people out, but these fucking people don't want to fucking fight me.
Let's just assume this conversation is a theoretical or a fun discussion that never takes place.
Yeah, so striking. I mean, who's facing who, right? So is it tag team?
That is such an admission right there. You guys may not realize it. That is an admission by Jake Paul that Andrew Tate is a great striker. Because if he wasn't a great striker, it wouldn't matter who's facing who. He knows that he would have to face Andrew Tate. He's worried about that. He's afraid for that. And he knows that if Andrew Tate were to face Logan in striking, it would go even worse. And you guys can reference, not even the World Championships, but you guys can reference the recent videos of Andrew Tate sparring with current professional boxers. He destroys them.
How does that work? How does that work?
It would have to be a new format in MMA.
No, they have 2-on-2 MMA, but I think it's tag team, I think. I don't know.
We got to go to Russia?
They do that. They do like 6-on-6.
Florida would let us do it.
No way.
But
this can't be that tactical. I'm just asking simple questions. They don't
want to talk about it.
The upper body.
This is incredible to witness. They're literally scared. This is what you don't want. This is the type of brotherhood that isn't a brotherhood. Disgusting.
In striking situation.
It's so disgusting. This is actually repulsive.
Part of it. You guys clearly have the power and the experience to win that portion, correct?
Now, if it were
no.
If it were boxing, absolutely. If it were kickboxing, he'd probably best us. Like if it was solely kickboxing,
that's what I was gonna say.
How would he not? How would he not?
It's a completely different.
But it's MMA, and kickboxing is a more complete fighting style relative to MMA. They're gonna they're gonna break your legs. Tristan's a kickboxer too, and you know what the crazy part is they'd have to fight. They'd have to fight what the Tate brothers would want to fight because the Tate brothers are bigger than them. Jake at least is used to having leverage to tell all these MMA guys, no, you're going to fight me in boxing instead of your style, whatever, right? The Tate brothers, they wouldn't be able to do that. They don't have the leverage. The Tates are 500 times bigger than they are.
I don't...
Kickboxing?
No, it's MMA. No.
It's MMA. I think he's kind of clunky on his feet.
His guarding great, and he's a reactive counterpuncher. His chin
is wide open in the air.
He leans back a lot. You throw some big punches, you'll get caught. But wait, if it's MMA, I mean, dog.
So you guys, the reason I'm asking is, I'll just say it for you. You guys take fist striking and
he's not saying anything. You guys realize this? You guys realize how weak this is? He knows that they get decimated. This is also the power of imagery, I will say, because the images of Andrew Tate and Tristan Tate as these badasses behind sunglasses smoking cigars has been so thoroughly imprinted on the minds even of his haters that they shudder internally to even think about fighting these guys or facing them in objective competition. Again, what Marxism hates, meritocracy and true competition.
You have a wrestling background.
Wrestling better.
He has a kickboxing background and potentially maybe, I don't know, maybe more MMA experience. He probably rolls
He
around.
has MMA fights. Yeah.
Correct. So that's where the
And really, we're talking about Andrew.
Look at Logan's face. I can't, dude. It's so great. I'm not gonna get over it. Just watching this psychopath squirm with all his repeated failures. It's amazing to watch reality, which is objective, teach these degenerates a lesson.
rolls
He has
around.
MMA fights. Yeah.
Correct. So that's where the
And really, we're talking about Andrew here. Like Tristan's not really in this equation. Like,
the way they describe it, it would be.
Yeah, but that's like the light work. You know, like we'll take that out real fast and then.
By the way, without a question, for anyone doubting that, that's fucking insane. Like,
Dude, it took you 10 minutes to even muster this half-ass statement.
Are they bigger than you?
I think
Oh no!
Tristan's
Are they really
size, yeah.
6'5"?
They're both bigger than you guys. Oh no, it's so humiliating.
Yeah.
No, they're
Somebody said
they're
6'5",
both
240.
Tristan's like taller than Andrew, I think. Tristan's probably like 230, 240.
That's
yeah.
big.
Yeah.
bigger they are, the harder they fall.
Wait, that's Jake. That's big. I'm 6'2.5" to 15 for reference. That's he and obviously muscle weighs more, but like that's a big boy.
Who cares, Mike?
No, I'm not saying it like that. I'm just talking.
Well, then what are you
Getting wrecked.
saying?
Just a
Oh, triggered. Your own lapdog isn't abiding by your Matrix lies.
structural conversation like an engineer or some sort of contractor. It's just interesting that he's that big of a guy. Okay, so
This is a silly combo.
all right, so
This is so, dude. I hadn't watched this before I started recording. This is embarrassing. This is really embarrassing. If I were to watch this over again, I would probably marvel at how they allowed this to go out. They didn't take this out of the converse. They didn't take this out of the episode. This is essentially admitting that they're afraid. Wow. Oh my gosh. Because it's not like they can say, we're not going to talk about them because they're not relevant. They're 500 times more famous than you, and they took your entire audience.
what you?
My
so you
dad
guys-
could beat up your dad if this happened, but if this didn't happen and it was like this how it would happen, it's silly. Like that's why I don't. I
It's
don't.
very straightforward. 2 versus 2 in a cage. That's a conversation.
It's fun. I think it's fun to have those kind of conversations, those theoretical conversations.
But the conversation.
The sound guy's laughing. He likes it. He likes
They'd
it.
solely be conversations for months, potentially years. Like we gave him an offer.
They're afraid. He's so afraid.
Yeah,
There's one thing to do. You
10
can.
mil for Andrew, 10 mil for Tristan, 10 mil for you, 10 mil for me.
But here's what they'll say: I don't need this for the money. You're gonna have to slap $50 million for me even to get out of bed. But
Dude, Andrew is in these people's heads. You understand? They watch him, bro. These freaks watch everything that he does. And this is after he said he wouldn't be relevant after 3 months. Do you realize that? Do you realize how much of an L this is?
but if you have money, then why is it about the money?
What if there was?
Dude, it's about the money for you. They're so much richer than you guys.
What if there was a second? Are you guys confident enough so that if they asked for something that was more than the money, would you guys be willing to devote to that?
Like what?
To start to support the Tate Academy. No, all right, not that. Not that. No, I was serious, but you wouldn't do that. But like, you guys have to delete your Instagrams.
Fuck yeah! Who gives a shit?
Yeah, I'm not going to lose, so.
Anything. Your terms.
That's
Your
interesting.
terms. Whatever. Like it shouldn't be about.
He's so afraid, dude. This is embarrassing. This is embarrassing as fuck.
About the money. It should be solely for entertainment and to figure out, after all, who's really about it. Telling you, we'll do it, but it's not gonna happen.
Look at him, bro. This boy is afraid.
We'll do it, but it's not gonna happen.
They've already lost in their heads.
But if
It won't happen.
If that,
Dude, look at both their eyes. Jake is looking over at his brother like, I might be able to even attempt this if you were on my side, but you're not even my real brother.
undercarded, if that undercarded Musk, Zuckerberg, we're talking about the greatest event in the history of mankind. More viewership for, I don't know if it would beat the World Cup with Messi. But it would be.
I gotta say something.
It would, but
The Chiefs won. The Chiefs beat the Patriots. The Chiefs beat the Patriots.
That's like beating the Pop Warner team at your fucking.
oh god, dude, the topic changed so cringe, so brutal. Well, that's the Matrix, guys. That's the Matrix.